Barbara.
Well, why can't we see your face?
Oh, there's Bobby. Hi, Bobby.
Hello, Ray.
Your camera's blocked.
Oh, here we go. Okay.
Hey, there she is.
Oh, that's light.
Okay. How's it going?
It'll be
Cantor Man, you want to make Shabbos?
Hi, cousin. Hi, cousin.
Yes, but I'm just trying to get
wherever
Facebook
you
to work.
are.
So hold on one second.
Okay, I'll sing.
It's
Is that a threat or a promise?
It's okay. It's all right. I'll be right there. Hold on.
I don't think it works like that. I can just.
Hey, it's my mommy and daddy. Hi, Abba.
Hello. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Buddy.
Hello, cousin Doris.
Cousin Sharon, hi.
Bye.
Oh, you're
Rabbi,
back there.
are you the co-host? No.
No, I was just asking you if I could.
It says I can't make you the co-host. I can only make you the host. So I will make you the host.
Okay.
Unless that'll stop streaming us. I'm not sure. All right. Well, I'll make you the host, but you have to promise to mute everyone who sings off key and out of tempo.
It includes me, so I'm not going to do that.
Well, I was basically just talking about
I
you.
can't sing.
All right. I'm making you the host. That way you can, do host things.
I can do Facebook stuff too. All right. If it went off.
No, it still says we're live. Well, we're live on YouTube, and then I shared that to Facebook because Facebook itself was not working, of course. Why would Facebook
if we send it to enough different channels, does that count as a minion? I don't know.
Yeah.
Let's debate that.
Yeah. Oh, here comes the music back.
Hinei matov u'manayim sheverachim gam yachad. Hinei matov u'manayim sheverachim gam yachad. Hinei matov u'manayim sheverachim
How good it is when brothers and sisters dwell together in harmony and peace. We'll ask if there's a lot of background noise. You mute yourself. We hope not to mute everyone. So this way, if you have a lot of noise.
How do you do it? Oh, I don't.
If you need me to mute you, let me know. I'm happy to do that. And it's nice to see some less frequent faces here. Ruth Greer, we're so glad that you're here, and we'll speak about your presence later. And also, we don't typically see the Taubens or the Hyatts. There they are. Or Karen Cousin. We'll come back to all of that later. Let's start with L'chuneranana, page 11.
L'chuneranana, l'chuneranana, l'chuneranana l'Adonai. L'chuneranana, l'chuneranana, l'chuneranana l'Adonai. Naria letzuri sheinu, nekadma fanav betodai. Naria letzuri sheinu, vizmirod naria lo. L'chuneranana, l'chuneranana. Eloheinu lekadma v'toda. Nariya, nariya, letzur yishenu, bizmir nariya lo. Lechu neranena, lechu neranena, lechu neranena l'Adonai. Lechu neranena, lechu neranena, lechu neranena l'Adonai.
Yismecho Shamayim on the following page, page 14. If you don't have a Siddur and you would like, I can send you the link. Let me know. You can put in the chat that you'd like the link, and I'll share that with you.
Yismechu hashamayim, Yismechu hashamayim, Yismechu hashamayim, v'tagel ha'aretz. Yismechu hashamayim, Yismechu hashamayim, Hashamayim, v'tagel ha'aretz. Yiramayam, 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 oh, Yiramayam, 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 oh, Yismechu hashamayim, Yismechu hashamayim, v'tagel ha'aretz.
We do a little piece of each of some of the Psalms from Friday night. The next piece we'll do is Romamu. Those words are found here on the bottom of page 20. Again, if you'd like the link, please let me know and I'll send it over. Just write it in the chat.
Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu lehar kodsho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu lehar kodsho. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu lehar kodsho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu lehar kodsho. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu.
Psalm of David, Mizmor LeDavid, page 21.
Mizmor LeDavid, havu l'Adonai b'nei Elim, havu l'Adonai kavod va'ozai, havu l'Adonai kevod shemo, ishtachavu l'Adonai be'adrat kodesh, l'Adonai al hamayim el hakavod yirim. Adonai hamayim rabim kol Adonai.
You're right.
Baruch
Lecha Dodi, the Shabbat bride, comes in only when we welcome her with her very special welcome song, page 23.
Lecha Dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekabela shamor v'zachor b'dibur echad yishmianu el hameyuchad atzonai echad u'shemo echad l'shem
Tonight I'll take a
Tzedek.
shower. Tonight I'll take another shower. And, every night I'll go to bed.
Got it, I got it.
We'll pick up right where we left off. L'shem u'letiferet ve'letila lecha Dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekabela likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelchaki v'kol ha'beracham erosh mikedem estucha so masei v'shabati lecha Dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekabela migdash melech ir melucha kutitei mitoch ha'becharav lach shevet b'yemek habacha v'hu yachamol alaychem lecha Dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekabela v'hayu limshiso shosayich v'rachaku kol mem alayich yasis alayich Elohayich kimshos chatan החתן הקלה lecha Dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekabela yamin u'smol tifroti et Adonai taritzi al yadi shebein parti v'nismecha v'nagila lecha Dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekabela lecha Dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Boi v'shalom teret ba'ala gam mesimcha u'metzora tochemulei ham segula boi kala lecha Dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Hallelujah,
You all may know that on page 26 we have the special prayer or greeting where we greet someone who's in mourning. Many of you may know our members, the Roklowski family. The Roklowski family, that's Matt and Anna, and of course Matt's parents have long been members of the congregation. Matt and Anna's cousin, actually Matt's cousin, tragically died this week. A young woman named Blaine, and she was sick only for a very short time, and Blaine died earlier this week. Blaine Foyer and her mother and brother are with us here on the Zoom right now. You may see the name Deidre. The camera is blocked and they're muted because they're driving now, but they did want to join us for the Friday night service. And when a mourner joins the Friday night Kabbalat Shabbat service, the tradition is to recite the sentence on page 26. If you have the Siddur, you can say it with me in Hebrew and then in English. Hamakom yenachem etchem b'toch sha'ar of Leit Zion v'Yerushalayim. And then in English, may the divine comfort you along with all the other mourners of Zion and Jerusalem. Deidre, we're glad that you and Skylar are with us for the service. Page 27.
מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני, ולזמר לשמך עליון, ולזמר לשמך עליון. צדיק אדמה יפרח, גרז בבנון יזכה, שתולים בבית אדוני וחסרות יפריחו. צדיק אדמה יפרח, גרז בבנון יזכה, שתולים בבית אדוני וחסרות אלוהינו יפריחו. הודינו Desheni belariyo, lakin yashar Adonai tzuri, velo avlatabo. Tzadik adama yifrach, gerez babanon yizke, shetulim bebeit Adonai bechesrot Eloheinu yafrichu. Tzadik adama yifrach, gerez babanon yizke, shetulim bebeit Adonai bechesrot Eloheinu yafrichu.
Let's move from Kabbalat Shabbat, the introduction to Shabbat, to the Mariv evening service, page 39. We repeat, Baruch Hu Adonai, Adonai, Mevorach le'olam. Baruch Adonai, Mevorach le'olam. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher b'dvarav mariv harim v'chol kol echsharim.
חי וקיים תמיד ימלוך עלינו לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני המריב הרבים.
Page 40. We'll sing Avat Olam all together.
אהבת עולם בית ישראל, עמך אהבת תורה ומצוות, חוקים ומשפטים, אותנו לימדת. על כן אדוני אלוהינו, בשוכבנו ובקומנו, נשיח בחוקיך, ונשמח בדברי תורתך, ובמצוותיך לעולם לעולם ועד, כי הם חיינו ואורך ימינו, ובהם נהגה יומם ולילה, יומם ולילה, והבטחה תסיר ממנו לעולמים, ברוך אתה אדוני אוהב עמו ישראל.
Amen. Cover our eyes for the Shema, page 41.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבבך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ומלאכתך בדרך ובשוך בך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך וישעריך.
Bottom of 42.
Adonai Elohechem emet.
Go to page 44.
מי כמוך בעינים אדוני, מי כמוך נהדר בקודש, מי כמוך בעינים אדוני, מי כמוך נהדר בקודש. נורא תהילות עושי פלא, נורא תהילות עושי פלא, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. מלכותך רבניך, חוקי הים לפני משה, זה אליה ואמרו, זה אליה ואמרו, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. מי כמוך בעינים אדוני, מי כמוך נהדר בקודש, מי כמוך בעינים אדוני, מי כמוך נהדר בקודש. נורא תהילות עושי פלא, נורא תהילות עושי פלא, אדוני נמלוך לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני גר ישראל.
Hashkivenu, page 45. Sometimes we read it in English. Sometimes we just like to listen to the beautiful tunes that Cantor Marcos brings. You got it? You got them in your fingers tonight, Cantor?
I just happen to have something.
Some Hashkivenu tucked in there? Great. After all, we've got 2 minions worth of households joining together this evening. So let's hear the Hashkipenu. Just enjoy it. Give me a spotlight for this.
Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom vehamidenu malkeinu lechaim Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom vehamidenu malkeinu lechaim Ushmor tzitzeinu Oeinu Lechaim uleshalom me'ata ve'ad olam Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom vehamidenu malkeinu lechaim Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom vehamidenu malkeinu lechaim Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom vehamidenu malkeinu lechaim
Vishamru, page 46.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורות ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורות ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורות ברית עולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני, עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורות ברית עולם. ויום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורות ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורות ברית עולם, לדורות ברית עולם, לדורות ברית עולם.
Chatzi Kaddish on page 46.
יתקדש ויתקדש שמי רבה בעלמא בחירותי ימיך חותי וחייכנו לכל בית ישראל בעגלה בעגלה ובזמן קריב ואמרו אמן יהי שמי רבה מבורך לעולם לעולמי עולמי יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם וינשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי לקודשה בריך לעילה מכל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה תאמינן בעולמה ואמרו amen.
Take a few minutes for the Amidah recited silently from page 47 through 52. The Amidah recited silently.
עושה שלום במרומה הוא יעשה שלום שלום עלינו הוא עושה שלום במרומה הוא יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל ואמרו
Kaddish Shalem, followed by a few words from me. That's code for more than a few words.
Hirkra Kirash Rava, Ve'am, Adivrakil Tevelich Malchute Vechaychon, Vimachon Vechaychon Beit Yisrael Bagalat Vizman in Karim Bru Amen. Yesh Meraba Mevo, Rachel Me Almaya Yid Barach. Yid Barach, Vishtabach, Vipar, Vitroma, Vina Sevit Adar, Vit Alevi Talash, Menekurisha Berichu. Leila Mikol Bechata Veshirata, Tushbachata Menachmata, Daminan Meama Vio, Vimru Amen. Titkabet Soton, Voton the Choyishwa Kadam, Avon Vishmaya Vimru Amen. Yeh, Shalom
Amen.
B'Shamayim v'Chaim Aleinu v'Kol Yisrael v'Yimru. Amen. Oh,
Amen.
say Shalom Yimru Ma'avayaseh. Shalom Aleinu v'Kol Yisrael v'Yimru. Amen.
So we find ourselves in a very, very news intense week. And tonight I'm not going to speak much about the election, though maybe right before we finish, we'll add a blessing that one of my colleagues wrote. There's so much in the news politically, there's so much in the news health-wise, but there's also something that could have slipped right by us. And in a normal time, we would have focused on it a lot. Last week, just before Shabbat, news broke about Israel's new peace agreement with the country of Sudan. It also happens that just in the last week, we've observed the yahrzeit of Yitzhak Rabin. And the peace with Sudan, Israel's former enemy, is something that Rabin and his sometimes right-hand partner and he who became his successor and sometimes political rival, Shimon Peres, would have worked so hard for and been so happy for. Yitzhak Rabin died literally because of his work toward peace. And I know that the Taubins are on, and they get a kick out of every year. Sorry, I see that my camera's a little off. They get a little kick every year out of me telling this funny story of how I once met Yitzhak Rabin. And this year I pulled out an article for the Taubins and for all of you about how when I was 16 years old, somehow I discovered that Yitzhak Rabin, there I am, age 16, and surely more than 16 pounds less, and Yitzhak Rabin together in Haifa, Israel in 1992. This was December 1992. I discovered Yitzhak Rabin in a hotel, that he was there and we were there, and my sister and I tracked him down to his hotel room, and then we called him on the house phone, and then we met him there in the lobby. So I sent the article over the Taubins earlier this evening, and I wanted to share it with all of you as well. If you want the whole silly story, I'll tell it to you at another time. Sudan, the country of Sudan, is the third Arab country in 2 months to make peace with the state of Israel. The peace agreement was announced last week. It's not quite as clear-cut as Israel's peace agreements that have been announced in the last several months with the United Arab Emirates and Bahrain, because Sudan's current government is sort of temporary. There was a military coup there in 2019, and it ended the reign of a bad guy, Omar al-Bashir, who's been handed over to the International Criminal Court to be tried for war crimes and genocide. We often think of military coups as bad things, but in this case, so many Sudanese had fled his regime. You all, I'm sure, remember some of the genocide problems in Sudan. I remember when I was in rabbinical school, we marched on the National Mall for peace in Sudan and against the genocide and war crimes that were taking place there. And many of those who fled the regime of al-Bashir actually sought asylum in Israel, and they hope to go back to the new Sudan. This is all very new. I wonder how many of us can actually find Sudan on a map. It's just to the south of Egypt, so it's really quite close to Israel. And they actually were real enemies of the state of Israel as far back as 1948, when Israel was fighting for her independence. Sudan contributed soldiers. She was one of the states that was fighting against Israel in 1948. And there's really a distinction, therefore, between the peace agreements that Israel has now signed with Bahrain and the United Arab Emirates, which established open diplomatic relations, as opposed to a country that was technically still in a state of war. There wasn't formal war, but there certainly wasn't peace between Israel and Sudan. And whatever good relationships may have existed after Israel evacuated thousands of Ethiopian Jews during Operation Moses in 1985, Sudan and Israel really got that their relations got worse. However, since last week, Sudan confirmed that it decided to move towards peace for economic benefits and for its removal from the US's terror blacklist. But at the same time, the country will also pay $335 million. I was interested in reading this to American victims of terror that Sudan somehow was involved in and their families, and it will work against Hezbollah, the terrorist organization that is so dangerous to Israel, sitting on its northern border as an occupying force in Lebanon. Sudan is a country that faces famine, and just this week, as a result of the new agreement, Israel sent $5 million worth of wheat. Not everyone agrees that this was a good thing. The Palestinians don't think that this is a good thing. They want Israel not to be able to make peace with anyone until peace is made with them. So that conflict still continues. And really, as wonderful as Israel's new relationships are with these three countries now, just in the last 2 months, it still doesn't matter that the Palestinians, who are not just closer than Sudan, the Palestinians and the Israelis, their land is completely intertwined. You have just a matter of feet between Palestinian communities and Israeli communities and continuing conflict over that land. One can hope that the relationships that Israel's forged with these other Arab countries will make the state of Israel, and this is me speaking a little politically here, the state of Israel more comfortable forging an agreement with the Palestinians that the Palestinians can also agree to. The Palestinians have certainly said no many times. They've turned down peace offers from Israel, but at the same time, Israel has not maybe offered peace to the Palestinians in a way that they could accept it. So we'll see where it goes. It has been an exciting period, and we hope that these agreements will continue, and most importantly, that Israel is eventually able to make peace with her immediate neighbors, the Palestinians, such that we can really find the new Middle East that Shimon Peres and Yitzhak Rabin of blessed memory worked so hard, and certainly in Rabin's case, gave his life for his 25th yard site being observed this week. Shabbat Shalom. We'll do Kiddush now. Anybody want to lead Kiddush? Anyone here? Did Amanda disappear? Hey, Amanda, can I pick on you to lead Kiddush? Is that a no?
You mean Alyssa?
Oh, that was Alyssa. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Hey, Alyssa, can I pick on you to lead Kiddush?
It's still a no. I'll sing along though.
I think
All
we
right,
should
fine.
get
Let's all sing along in Kiddush. And let's.
Alyssa. I think you need to go get Amanda to do Kiddush. That's what we
Yeah, yeah. She
I'm
would have
so
been
sorry.
He's on the farm.
Oh yeah, I couldn't see. You're small. You're really small on my screen.
It's okay. Everybody makes the same.
At his house, he had Alyssa.
All right, Bobby's got her Kiddush cup. Anyone else? Dina, you have your Kiddush cup? All right.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Amen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho be'avav ratzoni chilanu zikaron lema'aseh bereshit. Yom techila lemikra kodesh Etzion Mitzrayim Kivanu v'acharta Ve'otanu kidashta Mikol amim V'shabbat kodshecha Be'ahava u'v'ratzon Inechalatanu Baruch atah Adonai Mekadesh HaShabbat. Amen.
Chaim. Aleinu.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית שלא עשנו כבלה רצון ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה שלא שם חלקנו כהם וגורלנו ככל עוונם ואנחנו קוראים משתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא שנותן שמיים ויסר הארץ ומשה יקרו בשמיים ממעל שכינתו זו וגובי מרומים ואלוהינו אלוקינו בזולתו ככתוב בתורתו ונתתיו אשר אותו אל לבבך כי אדוני הוא האלוהים בשמיים ממעל ועל הארץ מתחת עינותינו דל כן נקב לך אדוני אלוהינו לראות מנו ודרזך ונאמר והיה אדוני הארץ היום יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו
We have a number of yard sites being observed this evening, but before yard sites, we all wish condolences to our friend Ruth Greer, who's here this evening. Ruth lost her brother this past during the course of this past week, Leonard Berman, of blessed memory, and to you, Ruth, we offer the traditional words of condolence as well. Hamakom Yenachem Etchem B'toch Sha'ar Avlei Tzion B'Yerushalayim, as we did to Deidre and family, as well the Hyatts who are here on the Zoom and the Taubens who are here on the Zoom all have yard sites this week. The Taubens for their daughter Lily of blessed memory, and Lenore Hyatt has a yard site as well. This Shabbat we're observing all of the yard sites, including that of Lenore's mother Jean, as well as Bernard Bring, Frida Briskier, Rebecca Lowy, Robert Sternheim, Morris Tarasau, Saul Gelbard, Kalman Kramer, Hilda Levine, Lulu Perez, Hyman Tesler, Miriam Tolan, Bernard Weinreb, Stella Darrow, Murray Friedman, Bella Josephi, Sadie Luckhauer, Hamilton Morgan, Sal Shanis, Frank Altman, Erwin Bear, Thomas Guzman, Karen Cousin, glad that you're here observing yard site for your father, Evelyn Johnson, Minnie Kalmus, Chaim Zion, Abraham Dash, Kenneth Fieldson, Sura Freilich, Martha Kaufman, Archie Kirschman, Jean Ronick, we mentioned a moment ago, Sydney Schwartz, Margot Sommerfeld, Leah Pines Teitel, Howard Friedman, Molly Leffler, Sam Regenstreif, Isaac Schmelkin, Anna Bonchik, Mary Brookler, Richard Garsky, Ruth Graff, Ruth Schneider, Ben Strauss, Lily Taubin, Abraham Kirschenbaum, John Moshe, Erwin Reese, and Mildred Weeks. Anyone and everyone reciting Kaddish is certainly invited to unmute themselves so we can all hear your Kaddish and respond. The Mourner's Kaddish is here in our Sidurim on page 58. If you don't have a Siddur, let me actually pull up the Kaddish right now just so everyone can see it on the screen. Just a moment. And we'll say the Kaddish right now. I'm sorry if the print is going to be small for those of us at home. I'll try to make it big. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah be'alma tivra kirutei v'yamlich malchutei b'chayechon v'yomechon uv'chayei dechol beit Yisrael ba'agala uv'izman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shmei rabbah mevarach le'olam ulmei olmaya Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yit'aleh v'yithalal shmei dekudsha berichu La'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechamata v'amimran be'alma v'imru amen Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya v'chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen
Amen.
Yoseh shalom b'imromav hu yaseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. I have one announcement and one announcement only this evening. That is, if you haven't found yourself at a polling place yet, you have until Tuesday evening. And this is a blessing that one can say after they vote. Blessing for voting in the presence of the infinite. I'm grateful for the privilege of having a voice and a choice, hopeful that my vote will add to our greater good Brucha at Yah, Eloheinu ruach haolam, al zechut habechira betov. Let's all make sure that we have our voices heard this week, whatever your particular political opinions, and we look forward to a relaxing and definitive engagement. When I found that article about Yitzhak Rabin, I also found this. Anyone remember this Newsweek cover from November 2000? Let's hope that we have a definitive answer very soon this week,
I can't
and not
see
the
it.
sort of situation we had
Somebody,
20
I don't
short
know.
years ago. We'll wrap up with Yigdal. Hey, the Snitkins have a guest with us. Very nice. Yigdal, page 62.
Page 62, יגדל אלוהים חי וישתבח, נמצא בעיני אל מציאותו אחד בן יחיד כייחודו, נעלם וגם אין סוף לאחדותו, אינו דמות הגוף ואינו גוף, לא נערוך אליו קדושתו, כמו לכל דבר אשר נברא, ראשון ואין ראשית לראשיתו, הינו אדון עולם וכל נוצר, יורה גדולתו ומלכותו, שפת נבואתו נתנו אל אנשי סגולתו ותפארתו, לא קם מישראל כמשה עוד נביא ומעביד את אמונתו, תורת ונתן לעמואל, על יד נביאו נאמן ביתו, לא יכל לפעל ולא ימיר דתו, לעולמים לזולתו, צופה ויודע סתרנו, מביט לסוף דבר בקדמתו, גומל לאיש חסד כמפעלו, נותן לרשע רע כרישתו, ישלח לקץ ימים משיחנו, לבדול מרקי קץ ישועתו, מתים יחייאל ברוב חסדו, ברוך עדי עד שם תהילתו, מתים יחייאל ברוב חסדו, ברוך עדי עד שם תהילתו. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom to everybody. Great to have everyone with us tonight.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom, everybody.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
What's his name?
What's his name? Polo.
Perfect.
See you in the morning.
Have a good night, everybody.
Beautiful service.
Here comes the family. Shabbat Shalom, everybody.
Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
All right. What's for dinner in my parents' house?
Lentil soup.
What's for dinner, Safta?
Lentil soup.
Oh,
Sounds good. What
Soup.
time should I be there?
yeah, seriously.
The pot soup's hot. Soup's hot.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. All right, bye, everybody.